Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those that don't already know me, my name is Morgan, and here I talk about books and academics, mostly note-taking. Today's video is a bit of a reading vlog. It is currently Easter Monday, so we've just concluded a long weekend and I'm finding it a bit hard to get motivated again to start work. And last week I had a really good work week and a really good reading week, and I've been really into reading, but I can already feel my motivation waning as I come off of this exhausting, albeit fun, long weekend. So I wanted to do something to encourage me to keep consistently reading and being obsessed with reading, while also motivating myself to get work done. So I wanted to set a sort of reading goal this week, because then I have to get my work done around the reading and I have to put the reading in, and if I film it, then I have to do it. And lately on BookTube, I've seen a lot of people doing the swap my phone time for reading time trend. So that's what we're gonna do this week. I am going to spend all of the time that I spent last week on my phone screen on reading instead. Or not instead, because I'm still going to be on my phone, but as well as. So last week on Monday, April 11th, which will be today's time that I have to spend reading, I spent an hour and 13 minutes on my screen. Tuesday was 2 hours and 16 minutes. Wednesday was my biggest screen day, I think because I watched a lot of YouTube on my phone. That was 3 hours and 20 minutes. Thursday, an hour 58. Friday, an hour 53. Saturday, an hour 45. And then Sunday, my second biggest day at 3 hours and 3 minutes, which I think comes to a total of 15 hours and 28 minutes, which sounds like a lot of time. So hopefully I can get a whole bunch of reading done this week. Before I get into the vlog portion, I want to introduce you to the books I'm hoping to read. So right now I'm reading The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. I'm maybe just over halfway through. I think I'll be able to finish that one pretty quickly. It's from the library, so I've got to bring it back. So I'm definitely going to start there. It's also really good. It's what had me reading a whole bunch last week, I think, because this book is just so excellent. I want to keep reading and know what happens. Probably my favorite part of this book so far is the animal companion. One of the characters, Jovis, has this super adorable, I imagine, animal companion that is just the most precious and like moral being ever. It's amazing. So this is what we're going to start with. We'll see how far we get through that, like how quickly I can get through the rest of this book so that I can move on to other books. After that, another library book that I've taken out, which I will have to return, so I need to move on to this one next, is Richard Osman's book, The Man Who Died Twice. This is the sequel to The Thursday Murder Club, which I read last year and really enjoyed. My grandma is also reading this book right now, so I want to catch up with her. The Thursday Murder Club was about a group of senior citizens who are living in a retirement village, and every Thursday they get together in the rec room and they solve unsolved murder cases that have been closed. But then an actual murder happens in the town outside of their retirement village, so they manage to make their way onto the case and help solve that murder. It's so funny, like laugh out loud funny at times, and a legitimately good mystery as well, with twists that I didn't expect. So I'm excited to read the sequel. And then this book I'm like almost halfway through. So I'm almost halfway through Brené Brown's book, Daring Greatly. I'm hoping to make a video that has this book in it, so I want to finish up this book in the next little while, and I don't think it'll take me long because I'm already partway through. So I think I can manage this book this week as well. Its subtitle is How the Courage to be Vulnerable Transforms the Way We Live, Love, Parent, and Lead. Brené Brown researches shame, and this book sort of teaches how to be shame resilient, I think. I've never read a Brené Brown before, but I've been recommended her on many occasions, and I'm really enjoying this so far. Lots of little stickies to remember things throughout the book. If I can get through those books, which I think that I can, because I'm already halfway through 2 of them, so really it's only 2 books. And The Man Who Died Twice, I think it'll be a really fast-paced read. So if I get through those, I'm gonna head onto this TBR shelf that I've made for myself recently. So I'm showing it off to you today. This is my new TBR shelf, the books that I want to read coming up. 2 books that I purchased recently and I'm really excited to read are No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood and Less by Andrew Sean Greer. I have a feeling that that's all I'm going to be able to get through this week, so we'll see how many I can read. Right now, I'm gonna go put on some tea, grab myself some Easter chocolate that I got this weekend from my mom, and continue reading The Bone Shard Daughter for an hour and 13 minutes. I'll let you know how it goes. See you in a bit. Okay, I've got my tea and my book, and I'm gonna start my stopwatch just on my watch. Let's go. 1 hour and 13 minutes. Okay, well that is an hour and 12 minutes, which I think is close enough. And I just reached the end of a chapter, and a massive, brutal twist was just revealed. So, whew, it's gonna like alter the course of the entire series. So I definitely think I'm gonna have to continue with this series once I'm done The Bone Shard Daughter. Yeah, wow, that's exciting. But reading time is up for today. I don't think I've ever timed my reading before, so I am kind of curious to know how much I managed to read. In an hour and 10-ish minutes, I read almost 100 pages. Well, that's very cool. Anyway, goodbye for today. I'll see you on Tuesday, at which time we will be reading for 2 hours and 16 minutes, so just under double what I did today. So I'm gonna have to definitely carve out some time for that. We're probably not gonna do a full sitting of 2 hours and 16 minutes, but I mean, I just sat here and read for an hour and 13 minutes, so you never know. I will see you then. Hello, it is Tuesday and another day of reading is upon us. I just finished like 2 straight hours of PhD work and I'm hitting a bit of a wall, so I need a bit of a break. And I've got a meeting in exactly a half an hour, so I figure I can get a start on my reading for the day right now. Yesterday, I ended up reading more than my allotted hours, which is great. I don't need to stick to the rules of this challenge. As long as I read at least the screen time from my previous week, then I'm good. I can read more than that. That's an absolute win in my book. So yesterday, I managed to get to page 414 of The Bone Shard Daughter. I have like 20 pages left. I might be able to finish this right now, which is good because later today I'm going to the library and I can drop this off and hopefully pick up the sequel, which is called The Bone Shard Emperor, I think. So I'll keep you updated on that. Maybe that's what we'll be reading later today. Today though, I'm gonna start my timer and I have to do 2 hours and 16 minutes at least. So we'll see if we can get a half an hour in now, and then we'll spend the other hour, 2 hours, hour and a bit later. Here we go. So cute. There's a romance coming to fruition. It's lovely. I have some great news. I finished The Bone Shard Daughter this morning, and then I went to the library and got The Bone Shard Emperor, the second book in the series. It's the Drowning Empire series. I discovered yesterday that there are only 2 books out in this series, and the third one doesn't come out until September. So I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm gonna read both of these books back to back and love them and need the third one, and then it's not gonna come out for another half a year. But I'm gonna do it anyway, because the first one was so good. And it sort of got me out of a fiction reading slump, so I just want to keep that train rolling, you know? I still have a full 2 hours that I have to read today. I'm gonna let myself read 1 chapter of this book, and then I'm gonna go do some PhD work, maybe another 2 hours of PhD work before I let myself do the rest of my reading. Here's to reading. It's now close to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, and we have officially moved from coffee to beer for this evening reading session. I still have an hour and 25-ish minutes to read today. This is kind of cutting it close for me because I still need to have dinner and I go to bed pretty early, but if I can't finish it off now, I will read before I go to sleep. So I'm going to put on a record and sit in my big cozy chair with the Bone Shard Emperor. This is quickly just turning into an extended Drowning Empire vlog, but I'm okay with it. So it's almost 9 o'clock now, and I'm pretty sure I just fell asleep for a couple minutes reading, so I'm gonna go brush my teeth and get in bed and finish my last 10 minutes of the day in bed, because hopefully, if I don't fall asleep again. I read like 130 pages total so far today, so pretty good. We'll see what tomorrow has in store for me. I think it's the biggest day, the longest reading day of the week. Good night. Hello, this is just a quick update to say that it's Wednesday. I read for an hour and a half this morning, but I still have like nearly 2 hours of reading I'm supposed to do today, and it's already 4 o'clock. I tried to do a ton of reading this morning because last night I got so tired while reading that I think I just need to get it in earlier in the day, otherwise I fall asleep and I don't get anything read. But I'm falling into this trap again where I still have 2 hours of reading to do, and there's still so many other things that need to happen this evening and so little time left, and I've already like canceled one thing from my evening because I have too much going on. But I want to maintain the reading because it really does help me feel more relaxed throughout my day, and it's something I really enjoy, and if I don't do it, I don't do it. So I want to prioritize reading in my life, and this week has been a way to help me do that. And it's amazing what you can get done when you prioritize something, because like I'm already halfway through the Bone Shard Emperor and I picked it up at the library yesterday, which is amazing. It's like over 500 pages long. But anyway, it's Wednesday, so a new Moon Knight episode came out, so I've got to set aside an hour to watch that. I still have some PhD work I want to get done today. Obviously, I have to make and eat dinner. I'm also going to pass by the library again because a hold that I had just became available, so I'm gonna go pick that up. Maybe I'll end up reading none of the books I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Who knows? So that's my Wednesday update. I'm just talking to you in this little gap of time that I have, a little break that I'm taking in the day. I just finished a meeting. I'm gonna go do some more work now, so you probably won't hear from me again, but I'll see you on Thursday. I promise I will get my reading in today. I swear it. Good morning, it's Thursday. Today I'm supposed to read an hour and 58 minutes. I've gotten sort of to the point this week where I feel a bit weird starting my other work if I haven't already got in some reading, which is an interesting feeling. Like a habit is already forming, which is cool. I don't know if I will maintain that habit because I kind of like to start work before everything, but for now we're gonna dive back into the Bone Shard Emperor while I wait for the coffee to be made. I'm on page 384 of the Bone Shard Emperor. There's like 550 pages or so of the book. That's what I have left. And I think this one's even better than the previous book. So I'm gonna be so sad when it is over. And honestly, it might be over today because I have to read for 2 hours and I only have like less than 200 pages. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast, wait for my coffee to be made, and read a chapter or two before I head off and do my PhD work for the day. Well, I accidentally did it again. I made it to 9:30 with still having like an hour and 20 minutes of reading left to do for the day. So we're set up in a big comfy chair and I'm just gonna read until I probably fall asleep on said chair and then go to my bed and again try to read more and hope that I make an hour and 20 minutes. I have moved on for the time being to Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. I did read a little bit earlier today, just getting in 20 minutes here and there where I can. And the Bone Shard Emperor, I'm like very close to finished. So that one will get done today or tomorrow. And I'll check in with you probably tomorrow because later today I will be asleep. I finished the Bone Shard Emperor. It was so good. After reading the first one, it was definitely a 5-star read, and this one I think was even better, so 6 stars. So good. I think I'm going to make a dedicated recommendation video for this series, so I will link that somewhere if it happens. I think really what pushed me over the edge with this book was the central romance. It was so cute, but also could be heart-wrenching and also almost made me cry sometimes. And honestly, the talking animal companions in this book also just level it up for me. Already it has a really interesting, intricate magic system that kind of resembles a programming language and is deeply political within this world. So it's already intellectually stimulating, but then the animal companions and the romance, they just also tug at your heartstrings. So there's just so much intelligence and emotion that went into this book. Books like this, just the craft of them blows my mind, and I'm so grateful that Andrea Stewart took her time during the pandemic to craft these beautiful pieces of fiction, and I can't wait for the third one. But I'm only a half an hour into my 2-ish hours of reading I'm supposed to do today, so I'm gonna have to pick up a different book. Maybe. I will continue daring greatly. We shall see. To finish up my reading on Friday, I started reading The Man Who Died Twice, which is a Thursday Murder Club mystery written by Richard Osman. It is now, though, a week later, and I didn't manage to meet my reading goals for the weekend, so I don't have vlog footage for that. But I am really proud of how much I read in that 5-day spread. I finished 2 books and got a good chunk of the way through a third and read a little bit more of Daring Greatly by Brené Brown, and that is a whole lot more than I would have read if I didn't do this challenge. I have since finished The Man Who Died Twice, and I can safely say if you have read The Thursday Murder Club and you are considering picking up the sequel, you should absolutely do it. It was so excellent, and maybe even better because you already know all of these characters. We've already been introduced to them. They already have their dynamics, so there's very little time spent on developing the characters. And I actually found this one kind of more suspenseful at times than the first book. This one is about Elizabeth's ex-husband, and he has stolen some diamonds. So the Thursday Murder Club essentially is trying to figure out where he hid these diamonds. It is so fun. Joyce gets an Instagram account, and the username she chooses is absolutely hilarious. If you haven't read either of these books, suffice it to say, you should read them. I really hope he writes more because I need more of these characters in my life. I recommend this book to everybody I know. So that's it for the vlog. Kind of an anticlimactic ending. But I had a good time. I hope if you watched all the way through, you had a good time as well. Hopefully I will read No One Is Talking About This and Less at some point, so you will also see me talk about those books. But until then, I hope you are embarking on many adventures within your reading life, and I am sure that I will see you in another video again soon. Talk to you later, everybody.